Welcome back to Africa 54. Saturday is United Nations World Water Day, and the world body is seeking to raise awareness of the links between water and energy. This report from the International Fund for Agricultural Development will introduce you to the Masaai, a group of semi-nomadic people in Tanzania, and how regular access to water is changing their lives.
The land is dry around Kati Kati village in northern Tanzania, and there are very few water sources. For the Masaai communities who live here, this means travelling up to 100 kilometres a day to search for water for themselves and their livestock. They know better than anyone what lack of water means.
Our elders used to say, the most important thing of all, more than the death of a human being, is lack of water.
Exacerbated by climate change, the scarcity of water leads to conflict with neighbouring communities. And combined with cattle theft and the threat of lions, the daily search for water is dangerous. Zion Fupi would travel 11 hours a day to fetch drinking water for her family.
In those days, we were in very big danger. We were going very far to fetch water. At night, it was difficult to sleep because we were aching from walking long distances.
Then 2 years ago, she found out that there is water 180 metres under her feet. The Tanzanian government, with support from the International Fund for Agricultural Development and the Belgian Fund for Food Security, drilled a borehole here, one of 26 that have been constructed so far as part of this project. For these 14,000 Maasai and their 50,000 cows and goats, life has completely changed.
After getting the water, we are now okay because the children don't go far. They go to school as they are supposed to. Secondly, when the cows go to get water, they will all come back because there are no threats anymore.
With no need to travel to find water, the Maasai here have started to build more permanent houses.
Nini maana ya familia?
The children attend school, and soon a health centre will open. There have been other changes too.
Before, we were sleeping dirty until the rains came. When it rained, that's when we would wash.
But now that there is regular access to clean water, health and sanitation has improved, and instances of diseases like trachoma have drastically declined. But this water source is still limited. To keep it sustainable, a water committee has been set up to schedule and monitor water use. They charge people for water access depending on their number of cattle. This money is used to pay for the pump attendants, trained by the local government to repair and maintain the equipment. According to the project coordinator, Israel Nyarubeli, it is essential that both the government and the community contribute.
It's the responsibility of the government to make sure that his people are well and they're good and they're happy. And it's the responsibility also of their community to work for their own development. If they work on this partnership, they feel that this project is theirs.
And the community does indeed feel the project is theirs. In fact, they have now raised enough money to drill for a second borehole. But what are the consequences for the Maasai culture when they decide to settle? When asked this, the elders were adamant that they are nomadic only to search for resources. It has nothing to do with being Maasai.
We haven't lost our culture. Our culture is still the same.
What is a bigger concern, perhaps, is the impact on the natural resources. Government says that their next step will be to work with the Maasai to decrease their number of cattle to ensure that the land can sustain them. Meanwhile, for this community, access to water is something to celebrate.
Well, that report was from the International Fund for Agricultural Development, a UN agency.